So like I said, that's another problem to me that black people got. Is like, okay, we want to go from where we at right now to where the Italians is on Howard Beach. You see what I mean? Like, nah, you got to go through the 20s and the 30s and the 40s and the 50s like they did.
No, we did. We just had that, we had that stumbling block.
No, but okay, there's stumbling blocks, but there's also the case of us selling out.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Because we want to move too quickly, right?
There was that
into the mainstream, right? So look, we just was talking about hip hop. That's what I say about that all the time, right? Is that they gave them all that money, but they gave them all that money to control the business. You see what I'm saying? Now, anybody, let's say you got a $30 million check, right, in 1995, right? 1996, 97, 98, they was giving out the kind of checks, 50 million, 80 million, right? How much you think you would have got now, though? How much you think that investment would be worth now? You see what I'm saying? Listen, here's a story, right? That look, on the outside shit, I look at other shit, that's why I be watching other shit. Cause I be like, yo, sometimes I watch military shit, all types of people like, how the fuck do people, how do these people build this nation? You know what I'm saying? How did they get this shit, how they got it? Right? Yeah, now look, you remember Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Now, did you know that Netflix they offered to sell themselves to Blockbuster for a small amount of millions? And Blockbuster said, nah,
we don't need that.
Yeah, we already got DVDs locked down. Why we want to do something stupid like that? So I'm just saying, another example of just showing you that if you hold on to something that you building, right. How much the value is going to end up being. See what I'm saying? They could buy Blockbuster now for they lose change.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying?
Blockbuster done lost a lot of value.
And what I'm saying is that there's lots of things that we did like that. You know what I'm saying? Where we had it, right? We had it locked down, but then we wanted like, yo, boom, we could get that check, and then that'll put us where we rubbing elbows with. You see what I'm saying?
We didn't understand the future, the grand scale of things.
You see what I'm saying? And see the problem is, money goes down. Yeah, so that $30 million that you got in 1995, that was when the richest person in the world might have had like 20 billion. Now the richest person in the world got 200-something billion. Right? So, yeah, big bank is still taking little bank. You know what I'm saying? You know, shit that was a quarter, when you got that 30 million, is $1.50 now. Remember we used to get them Drake cakes and shit for a quarter? You know what I'm saying? That shit's $1.50. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that kind of brings me to the mind, like, what if Barry Gordy never sold Motown?
What if Barry Gordy never sold
Motown?
Right? Because think about it. It's not just, okay, the artist is gone, but here's the thing. Depending on what year he sold, I don't know. You could have missed the cassette tape revolution.
And the CD revolution, right?
Because listen, there's people that was broke, guys. They drugged out all their money, taking drugs, G. And when fucking cassette tapes came out, they sold more millions than they sold of the first shit.
Yeah.
They fucked that money up.
Them CDs.
And when CDs came out, they sold more than they sold the first 2 times put together.
And that's not up to.
So now just saying, them whole, God, how many times did you go into what's the name? It's a whole section that say Motown.
Right. You know
a whole section that say Motown.
And then Broadway, and then you had Masters and Publishing, and he sold all that.
He sold all that.
That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
How do you sell Masters and Publishing? That makes money for a lifetime.
But it's because
that's,
they putting that bread in your pocket right now.
It's instant gratification, but instant gratification is not going to get you long-term investments.
And not only that, they like Def Jam was sold to the crackers too,
Yeah.
and now the music is weaponized against our youth. So it's like, yeah, selling out at every corner that it's not worth it.
Oh, everything's being sold. It's just like whatever check they show me, I'll go sell it to them. And that's the messed up part, because even some people get it. Like, you know, the kid who used to play Smart Guy, he played in Lion King. He would play the voice of.
Okay, right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They said to me, I could take this 20,000 up front, or I could take the royalties.
Royalties.
He said it wasn't no better for me, but I had somebody tell me. He was his mother.
His mother, right? Yeah.
His mother said, take the royalties. It's going to benefit you in the long run. He said now it's movies. Now it's in Disney World. It's all over. They get replayed. He said, you know how much money I'm making them, and still making them for that?
Still
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And God, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah.
That we got. There's genres of music that we gave up. Now it's not just hip hop.
Right.
They got us for like 3 or 4 or 5 genres. You know what I'm saying?
You talk about rock and roll, you talk about
jazz,
everything.
Yeah, they got us.
Whole catalog.
But you gotta be willing to say, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna wait to 20 years. I'm gonna wait to 30 years. Look, I'm gonna even think generationally, right? Like, look, right now, I didn't know this till today. I remember I read the paper, right? Sylvester Stallone, talking about institutions. Sylvester Stallone didn't have the rights to Rocky.
He doesn't have the rights to Rocky?
He doesn't. The producer, look, I recall how it went down. He was a bullshit actor, whatever. He wrote the script. The producer picked the script up. He don't got the money to make the movie, though. So the producer had bought the script up. I didn't know that whole part of the story, but he said today, right? So it's been like, 40, 50 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he just now saying, like, yo, Scrams, B. So you ain't gonna share that? Like, you just gonna give that to your kids? You ain't gonna leave that. I don't get none of that for my kids, right? Like, nigga, you done got all those. See what I mean? I'm just saying that that's how he's thinking generationally. He got hundreds of millions of dollars. But how many of us is thinking like that? Like you said, like whenever that brother made that decision, right? He probably was a kid himself, right?
He was.
But now it's something that he can say, here, son, that anytime they take that paper over there, they owe you.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You see what I mean? But if we only thinking about, God, listen, I've been there. God, niggas is thinking, damn, son.
But the assets.
Niggas is thinking, yo, son, get that chain, son, and the rims. Like, yo, this. They spinning, nigga. They spinning.
That's a fact.
Flex. I gotta flex.
Or better yet, I gotta pay my rent right now.
Listen,
straight.
That happens too.
Most of the time, yeah.
Because you dealing with big bank and little bank. So that's something they do too, right?
Yeah.
If you go to the label, right, they try to drag you out. Because see, if it takes the year to make this deal, they good. But if it takes you a year, after all this investment you put in, you fucked up. So now when they push that in front of your face, you're like, yo, you know what?
I need that.
Yeah, let me jump on it. Exactly, but I'm just saying that now the potential years later, God, I seen this shit. Listen, so when the RZA one day, he's like, yo, son, I wish I never gave those niggas meth.
Oh, shit.
But look, the same thing. He said, look, at the time, though, it put us on, G. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was getting money. But when we got that deal, you understand what I'm saying? So, I've experienced this shit, guys, in so many different ways, from so many different angles, in terms of you being able to see the fullest potential of what you building on, right? And holding on through the hard times, man. You see what I mean? It's not even to say the hard time, but holding on to it instead of saying, let me get them rims.
If Mecca did this.